Hi, this is Bhavna and you're watching India Today. I couldn't be happier. I'm talking to the stalwarts in the industry in ways. Reema, Zoya, I'm a huge fan. And of course, Ruchika here. Firstly, a huge welcome to India Today. I have to say, Dahaad's trailer is roaring. It's Dahaading, like if I may say in that context, for real. And I'm not surprised that you are the ones who are telling the story. Now you may ask why, but everyone knows. I mean, we expect you all to always try and say a different story. My question first is to both of you. But I really want to know where this idea even stemmed from, because you all have been dabbling with so many different scripts at the same time. I mean, there's different genres completely. I don't want to name them right now, but where did the idea for Dahaad first initially stem from? Where?
The fact that we are both kind of obsessed with crime dramas and investigative dramas, and also Reema has an obsession with crime documentaries and you know, the weirder and darker the better. So it just comes, we spend a lot of time talking about what we like and what we don't like and what we watch and what we read and what and I think it came from there. And we want to work in every genre. And once you start talking, it's like, what would we do with this? And I think that's where it started.
Yeah, I think it came from both of us being big fans of crime fiction.
Yeah, right. And how did you lock on Sonakshi for this role? Because I was presently, and I'm so glad that she's done this, because I believe that she has so much potential. But for you to cast her, was she the original choice? How did she come along?
Yeah, I think we just felt like she was Anjali Bhati, so we should go to her.
Yeah. Wow, lovely. I am so glad that has happened. But you know, when a story like this comes into play, there are so many factors, there are so many different things that you have to dabble with, so many thin lines that you have to work on as directors and creators. I want to know, how do you strike that balance?
I think the balance is, I mean, you know, apart from just telling the story, it's also primarily a work of, you know, for entertainment, it's for, you know, so to engage people, I think, is the real challenge. You can keep writing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It may not be that engaging, that's all.
Agree.
You know, so that is the challenge to me, I think.
Yeah.
Zoya, for you?
I mean, like she said, it is see, you have to create something make believe and fiction, which it is, and exciting and a little larger than life, which is what keeps you there, and at the same time have something in it that is real and resonates. So whether it's like women and a certain situation maybe sometimes women get put into, or women are vulnerable because of, so that kind of feels real, you know. So it's a blend of both of that. That's what I think, Ruchika.
Yes, definitely. There are certain themes that resonate with you. There are certain directions in which you want to take your work, and I think the key is in identifying that this is what works for you. This is where the direction in which you would like to take your work. This is what excites you. Because if you're not excited by that, if it doesn't really resonate with you, you will not do justice to that. And that's where I feel that Reema and Zoya and the kind of work that they do, the kind of writing that they do, like I feel like very close to what they bring out.
I believe they are one of the best when it comes to writing, but I want to know your thoughts on collaborating with them as creators in general. Like how much do you work on when the script comes to you, right? As a director, what is your approach to it? Do you discuss certain scenes with them? Do you try to alter, if at all you feel that, okay, this could be done differently? Do you discuss with them? How does it usually happen?
Right. So with Dahaad, when the script came to me, it was already in a very ready and completed state. So there was actually very little for me to do in terms of scripting. It was already, Reema and the writers had already worked on it. But yes, after that, as a director, there are of course some things that, you know, some small changes, certain things, you know, there are always a little bit, you feel that a certain scene can be removed, something else can be added, a little bit of that. And Reema was very open to that. Like whatever ideas if I had, I would share it with her, and she was very open to my inputs coming in where she felt that some changes would interfere with the,
writing,
larger
yeah.
theme of the story. Then so it's a collaborative process, and I think we all worked together. I mean, we decided to work together because at some level we trust each other's vision,
Yeah.
and with that implicit trust, you just go forward and
I'm so
work on
happy that
it.
there's these strong women voices behind a story like this, because again, like I have to say this, it's not surprising because that is what we expect out of you eventually. One of the dialogues which really I loved is when the person on the bike just says that, Lady Singham. Because I know that, although it looks like he's complimenting her, it's not a compliment. It's one of, like you said, certain things which we as women know that this is not supposed to be a compliment. This is like a backhand compliment.
It's a backhand compliment because the minute you see someone in control, or you see someone in a position of power, you immediately make them male.
Yeah.
You
have to put it in context with man. You're just saying that, you're just saying he Singham hai, lekin ye because she's a woman in uniform, then she's Lady Singham. So I loved that because these are small things which we as people.
No, I think we also added that, because we did do a bit of research and we met some police women, women who were cops and stuff. And I do remember one of them saying that, when they're going home on the train, because they're in uniform, people pass comments. And I found that funny. Because, I mean, you're teasing a cop.
Yeah.
Who are you going to stop at now?
Exactly. No, but these subtleties is what I absolutely love. But that could also be a little challenging, right? Because you have to convey it in a certain language, like on cinema. Ruchika, how did you, when you are working on something like this, how do you approach? How do you make sure that, okay, this is the vision and this is how I want to tell it, but there could be certain challenges on the execution level? How do you deal with that on day-to-day basis?
I think that the script is the keystone, so you start with that. You have actors who will obviously bring their interpretations, their ideas. But yes, as a director, you do, of course, go into your own experiences and and then of course you take it from there. Like you have the written material, and then what you deduce from that, and carry on from that.
When you're doing a long format, I know that you've already done before, but this is a different genre completely from what you have previously done, right? How do you view those challenges? Because obviously this is a very intense story, very little scope for light moments in the process, right? As writers, how do you make sure that there are certain elements which can give a breather to the audience as well? Because you can't, because it's 8 episodes, and if you want them to binge watch, there needs to be certain points or levels where they can feel like, okay, they can breathe for a moment.
Yeah, because the minute you have characters, and over 8 hours, those characters have lives. Those characters have moments in their life which is not always tense. Because if you're constantly tense, then you're not going to be able to escalate that tension. You're going to numb your viewer. So of course you have to, it has to be a little undulating and then peak and then come back and peak. So, but that comes very organically with the kind of people that you populate that show with. And the characters and their lives, if you give them proper honest lives, you will get that, those moments will come.
And how much of the research went behind this entire, because this is also based on police force, so you need to get most of the nuances right, or their designation, how they pronounce, or how they take care of the daily routine. How much of the research went behind
obviously before the writing, during the writing, before filming, during the filming, we always had consultants and people that we did reach out to for research and guidance.
We had also researched Talash a lot, which is also the same world.
Agreed. Ruchika, what was your takeaway from this entire experience of directing 8 episodes for Dahaad?
Yes, this was a very big scale, for me, a very, very big platform. And it was a great experience working with Excel, with Tiger Baby, with Reema, with Sonakshi. And it was just like I couldn't have dreamt for a better series to come my way. I'm just grateful that it did.
And what about, I mean, Reema, to you as well, and Ruchika, if you may add, on a set like this, how much does it leave scope for actors to be spontaneous? And in that respect, I want to know, Sonakshi, as Anjali, how much did she add of her own to the character?
I think that, there's always scope for improvising, especially when you have actors of this caliber. And each of them, whether it's Sonakshi or Soham or Gulshan or Vijay, I think that they brought a lot to the table. Because you can write stuff, but you have to be able to, in the earlier interview we were talking, and I think Al Pacino said that you can, while you're making a movie, you can shoot my face, but till you capture my soul, you don't have a film.
Yeah.
So I think that is true of the actors. They have to come through. Film is a collaborative thing. So it's not, it's not just the director coming through or the actors coming through or the crew. Everybody has to come through for it to work.
Yeah. Ruchika, do you want to
Yes, there were definitely a lot of ideas that did come from the actors, and many scenes that where they suggested some things which were great ideas. And as a director, you have to wherever a good idea may come from, it's you just take it. And with Vijay, like there were a couple of scenes with his wife where he had some ideas about how he could play it out, and we went with that. It really worked well. As well as with Soham, he did a lot of little bit of side research of his own on his character, and he came with some very interesting tidbits, So that's very, it's very refreshing, and it's lovely to.
How did you all zero in on Vijay again to play? I will be asking him as well. He has already, he made us really, like, he surprised us perhaps with Darlings because he was so good at it. And again, in this he's playing a villainous character in ways. I want to know, how did you all zero in on him to play this? Because I know that he's such a fabulous actor.
We just love his work. I've worked with him.
Of course.
On Gully. And A, we love his work. B, he's super versatile. He's also really, I also worked with him on Ghost Stories. So I've done 2 films with him, and I just, he's quite, he's very easy to work with.
And I think
it's all of it.
But he's very easy, but he has gravitas.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the character needed.
Yeah.
And I feel he's very natural also when he's playing characters. It feels like, okay, he is that character. There's no effort being made. I am looking forward to watching all the episodes because I have watched the first episode, so I loved it, and I can't wait to watch the rest 7 episodes because it is that intriguing and intense at the same time. But I want to know, is there a season 2 already in picture? Because this is going to be a hit. I can write and tell you that.
Well,
so I'm sure
we'll see about that.
We have some ideas.
For now, we just want everybody to watch it on May 12th.
Watch it now and then we'll see. Yeah.
No, I'm sure there will be, the response is going to be terrific. The trailer is already doing well. So on last note, of course, I have to ask you, Zoya and Reema, about the Archies. I have to, otherwise it will be incomplete for me as an audience.
Well, we are still in post, so.
And you will have another day like this when we talk about
talking to you about that. Yeah.
Today is the hard day.
Today is the hard day.
Lovely on that note. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
I hope that Dahaad does amazingly well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.